Hello, students. Go ahead and flip to the next odd page in your notebook, and I want you to title it Dividing Fractions. Yesterday we talked about multiplying fractions. Today we're looking at dividing fractions. And you'll be pleasantly surprised with how simple this is. I know we don't often like division, but this is actually a lot easier than adding and subtracting. Dividing fractions. Guess what? I have another little rhyme for you. Yesterday's was multiplying fractions, that's no problem, top times the top and bottom times the bottom. Today we're continuing the rhyme with dividing fractions, don't be shy, flip the second one over and multiply. I'm going to say it again. Dividing fractions, don't be shy, flip the second one over and multiply. Make sure you copy this. I want you saying this in your head. I want you singing this in your head. So if you come to class tomorrow and the first thing you say to me when you walk into my class is dividing fractions, don't be shy, flip the second one over and multiply, then there will be something in it for you. If you've got your notes done and you say that to me first thing when you walk into class, dividing fractions, don't be shy, flip the second one over and multiply, then there will be a reward for you in class. Okay? Multiply by the inverse, that's the math way of saying flip the second one over and multiply them. Okay, the inverse means the opposite. You're multiplying that first value by the opposite of the second, the inverse. Those are just some math kind of terms for you. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Dividing fractions, don't be shy, flip the second one over. Ms. Reddick, what do you mean by flip the second one over? Well, right now the 1 is on top and the 3 is on the bottom. So if I'm going to flip it over, I'm going to switch their spots. I'm going to make it 3 on top and 1 on the bottom. I flipped it over and I'm multiplying it. Okay, well, multiplying fractions, that's no problem. Top times the top, 2 times 3 is 6, and bottom times the bottom. 5 times 1 is 5. Well, looking at this fraction, I know that that is an improper fraction because my numerator is larger than my denominator. The top number is bigger than the bottom number. So I need to say, okay, how many times can my bottom number go into that top number? Well, 5 goes into 6 one whole time, and there's 1 left over. 1/5 is left. So 2/5 divided by 1/3 turns into 2/5 times 3 over 1. I do top times the top, bottom times the bottom to get 6/5 and simplify it down to get 1 and 1/5. Please remember, if you have mixed numbers, you've got to change them to improper fractions first and then you can divide. So let's look at an example of that. Okay? Multiply down, add up, backward C, however you do it. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 4 is 19. 19/5. Still divided by, I can't change that to multiplication yet, I haven't flipped anything. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 4/3. Now, dividing fractions, don't be shy, flip the second one over and multiply. So I'm taking 4 over 3 and I'm making it 3 over 4. I flipped it over and I'm multiplying. Okay? Multiplying fractions, that's no problem. Top times the top. Well, 19 times 3, you can either work it out on the side, or I'm thinking 20 times 3 is 60, minus 3 is 57. Either way you do that, you'll get 57 as your numerator, and bottom times the bottom. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, so 57/20, that's improper. I've got to make it a mixed number. How many times can 20 go into 57? Well, we can go 20, 40, 60. Nope, 60 is too much, so only 2 times. And I have 17/20 left over. 17/20 left over. You're just changing those mixed numbers into improper fractions, dividing by multiplying by the inverse, or dividing fractions, don't be shy, flip the second one over and multiply, and then you're simplifying your fraction. Remember what you've got to do in order to get a treat tomorrow, and we'll see you in class. Thanks for doing your homework.